Today, we're telling the story of Troy, a war of heroes, honor, and destiny. On this channel, we explore the moments when history was shaped by war and courage. Welcome to the War Master.
Massive Greek army, larger and more fearsome than anything the world has ever witnessed, has reached the shores of Troy, moving slowly yet inexorably toward the city walls, while rumors of their unprecedented size spread terror not only among soldiers but throughout the city, leaving its citizens in a state of anxious anticipation as they realize the fate of their civilization hangs in the balance. At the forefront of this unstoppable force stands the legendary warrior Achilles, undefeated in countless battles, commanding his fearsome Myrmidon warriors, whose courage, strength, and ferocity have become the stuff of myths, while across from him, Prince Hector, heir to the Trojan throne, commands respect and admiration from his people for his unparalleled bravery, unwavering honor, and steadfast loyalty, making him the perfect counter to the might of the Greek invaders. The stage is set for one of the most famous and bloodiest conflicts in the ancient world, where strategy, courage, betrayal, and honor will intertwine, shaping the destiny not only of the Greek and Trojan soldiers, but of entire civilizations, as every decision, every clash, and every act of heroism will determine the outcome of a war that will echo through history for millennia. In the year 1200 BC, Agamemnon, the powerful king of Mycenae, having united all Greek city-states under his rule and established himself as the most dominant sovereign of his age, sees in the abduction of Helen by the Trojan prince Paris not merely a personal insult to his brother Menelaus, but a profound challenge to the honor of all Greece, giving him the long-awaited pretext to launch a campaign that will engulf Troy in flames and forever alter the course of history. With the call of Agamemnon, every Greek king loyal to him mobilizes their forces, amassing ships, warriors, and siege equipment in the harbor of Athens, where a fleet of over 1,000 vessels set sail, creating a spectacle so immense that the sea itself seems to quiver under the weight of the warriors it carries toward Troy, each man and ship playing a pivotal role in what will become one of the greatest military campaigns of the ancient world. As the Greek forces land on the Trojan beaches, the defenders unleash a relentless hail of flaming arrows, setting several ships ablaze. Yet the sheer magnitude of the Greek army, with warriors pouring from every vessel, overwhelms the initial resistance, forcing the Trojans to retreat behind their fortified walls, while villages and temples along the coast are looted, signaling the beginning of a siege that promises to be long, brutal, and decisive. Over time, tensions within the Greek camp rise as a bitter dispute erupts between Agamemnon and Achilles over the possession of the beautiful captive woman Briseis. And when Agamemnon arrogantly claims her for himself, Achilles, feeling profoundly dishonored and humiliated, withdraws from the battlefield entirely, taking his Myrmidons with him and leaving the Greek forces temporarily vulnerable to counterattacks by Hector and the Trojans. Seizing the opportunity presented by Achilles' absence, Hector leads a devastating night assault on the Greek camp, setting fire to numerous ships and causing chaos, while the Trojans, emboldened by this success, press the advantage, testing the limits of Greek defenses and spreading fear among their ranks. Yet the distant sound of Myrmidon horns signals that Achilles, driven by grief and a thirst for vengeance following the death of his companion Patroclus at Hector's hands, is returning to the battlefield, with armor forged by the god Hephaestus himself. The ensuing confrontation between Achilles and Hector becomes the epicenter of the conflict, with spears clashing, shields shattering, and every strike resonating with the weight of destiny, as both warriors, embodying the valor and honor of their respective peoples, fight not only for victory, but for the survival and morale of the armies behind them, culminating in a duel that will decide the fate of Troy itself. In the climactic duel, Achilles emerges victorious, slaying Hector and dragging his fallen body before the walls of Troy, shattering the morale of the defenders, while the aged king Priam, in a moment of profound courage and humanity, ventures alone into the Greek camp to plead for his son's body, highlighting a fleeting instance of mercy and dignity amidst the relentless bloodshed. Despite the death of Hector, the Trojans refuse to surrender, retreating behind their walls while the war drags on, with exhaustion and disease taking their toll on both sides. And in this critical moment, Odysseus, known for his unmatched cunning, conceives a plan that will change the course of the conflict forever. The construction of a colossal wooden horse, left as a gift to the Trojans, while Greek forces hide nearby, setting the stage for the fall of Troy through deception rather than brute force. As the Greeks feign retreat, leaving behind the massive wooden horse on the shore, the Trojans, believing the war is finally over, debate whether to bring this enigmatic offering into the city, with some priests warning that it might be a trap, while others claim it is a sacred gift to the gods that will ensure Troy's eternal protection. And ultimately, the council decides to welcome it inside the city walls, convinced that the conflict has ended. That night, as the exhausted Trojans celebrate, drinking wine and rejoicing in what they believe to be the end of their trials, Greek soldiers hidden within the horse quietly emerge, silently killing the unsuspecting guards and opening the gates for the returning Greek army, unleashing a torrent of destruction that engulfs the city in chaos, blood, and fire. The Greeks spare no one. Men, women, children, and even infants fall victim to the merciless onslaught, while temples and palaces are pillaged, and Troy, a city that had stood for centuries, is reduced to ashes in a single night, leaving only a handful of survivors, including the Trojan prince Aeneas, who manages to escape and eventually lead his people to a new homeland. In the ruins of Troy, the victorious Greek king Agamemnon returns home, expecting glory and triumph, only to find that years of war have allowed betrayal and treachery to take root in his absence, as his wife Clytemnestra, enraged and unfaithful, murders him upon his return, ending the life of one of the most powerful rulers in Greek history. Although the Greeks have destroyed Troy, their ultimate objectives remain unfulfilled. The Aegean and Black Sea trade routes remain beyond their control, and the Doric invasions that follow destabilize the Mycenaean civilization, forcing Greek populations to migrate and causing a chain reaction that ultimately leads to the fall of powerful empires such as the Hittites, Mitanni, and Babylon. The surviving Trojans, realizing that they cannot remain in Anatolia, migrate to the Italian coast, eventually mixing with the Scythians to form the Etruscan civilization, whose roots trace back both to Anatolia and Central Asia, laying the foundation for the rise of one of history's greatest empires, the Roman Empire, and demonstrating that even in destruction, the legacy of Troy will continue to shape the course of human civilization. Troy has fallen, yet its story transcends mere defeat. It marks a pivotal moment in history where heroism, cunning, betrayal, and the ambitions of kings forever alter the fate of nations and civilizations, leaving a legacy that will echo through the annals of time and inspire countless generations to come.
Thank you for watching. For more stories of legendary battles and the moments that shaped history, remember to like and subscribe.